Manchester United 0, Spurs 1. Like, it's so much that has to go into this video that I'm making right now because at the moment, like at this point, it's Ineos out. Like it's Ineos out all the way. Like I hope like many fans out there can just like unite together. Let's do let's do it. It's Ineos out. Like it's really, really, really shocking to see how United perform in that game today. Like I don't know what it is with this board. Like Ineos is as bad as the Glazers. They are the one people. Like the fact that they could even let the Glazers stay just to own 28% of this full club, it just says everything we need to know about these people. They did it at Nice. It wasn't working out. Like every other aspect of the sports department that they're trying to lay their hands on, no success. Like like those who were even thinking that this was a better option because it's a British lad who got into bed with the Glazers to make it easier. It's just it's just a mind blowing thing for people to think like that because they are the same people. Like these are people who have messed the club up for the past decade. Like to even think that you give this excuse me these people a slight chance for them to be like part owners of this club is just wow. It's wild to even think about it. Like some people will actually even back them up. Like Man United at the moment, like you have no bench, and the only people you could see on the bench is kids from the academy who are not even ready. Those kids are not ready. We have seen just a few of them glimpse of what they do in the academy. That's fine. That's their level. You know, Amorim will not start these kids if they're not ready. We saw Amas in the preseason, but he's not ready. That's preseason. Like he's not ready. The only senior player today was Lindelof. Was Lindelof. Like the entire bench is kids. It's just kids. Like what would they do? Can you even play them in a game like this? Because this will just mess them up. It's like it will break their morale of how they want to perform to even get into the senior team. Like other ex-players who have been in this club who see how the club has been from when they were in the academy to when the game to the first team. There was a gradual process, and it takes a while for them to get into the squad because you have senior players first in a stable environment where the kids come in and they get nurtured. But United is not that at the moment. It's not that at the moment. Like today is just like fans were at the Spurs stadium. Like I can imagine how embarrassing and shocking that was. Like I mean, it's a game we could have got something out of it, like even in a draw, but it like because this game you can't really blame individual players. We have done that. That has been done for the past 5 6 years. To blame individual players, to blame the manager, but that's just scratching the surface. There's a lot of stuff going deep down in this team, but it has to start from the board. Like the players are here, but the problem with the board is up here. The board is the problem. Because had we had Qatar, for example, they were the only option on the table for those who wanted to buy the club outright. If Qatar had bought this club, you know, we know for a fact that we will not have these debts because like no matter what they're trying to do in cutting wages and funds and stuff like this, trying to save some money, it's still going back to paying this debt interest that United accumulated all these years. The club is in massive debt, Like there's nothing that these guys could say that will make it different. Like Ineos are the same people. They are the same people. You can't blame the players. Like we have done it. Like the fact that Amorim could even let Casemiro stay, we know how bad it is because first he was taking a long time on the ball. To even think that Casemiro, even on a yellow card, was more trusted than these kids. It just tells you all about what Amorim thinks about the youth. They are not ready. He is that coach who would like to promote this academy players gradually into the team, which is the right thing to do. You just can't throw kids in situations like that because you're desperate. Like you have to think about their development to their career as well. Like United at the moment is sinking more than the Titanic ship. like like deep, like the club is sinking. This is like rock bottom, and it's only to even think about how much worse it can become with these owners is very, very, like it's abysmal to even think about it. To a phantom to think about it is just crazy. It's crazy work. It's crazy behavior how this management is doing. Like you see, like Amorim doing the game looks beat. Amorim looks beat, looks defeated. And it's crazy how he's. And if you want to notice, In his last press conferences, Amorim has started acting like you can tell that the board has had a hold of him. He was in like mate, you're in tune with the fans. The fans like you because you relate with us. You know, you relate with the fans. Like to start saying stuff like, or because in the press conference he talked about what is happening to the staffs getting fired and all this job cuts. Is he putting the blame on himself and the players? But mate, that it has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with the players. Like before you even came in here, this board had sacked people that cut whatever finance they were trying to do. Like how much will you save $40? Like 40,000 a year for? What are you going to do $40 40,000? You know, you have had Rashford and Arma and sorry and Anthony on loan, but you didn't have no one to replace them. Now, what do you expect? Like, it's like they've written the season over when there was even a chance for them to like secure something different. Because at this point, we like I said in previous videos, we have just the FA Cup and the Europa League as our best chances to get into the Champions League next season. Without any of those, we are fucked. We are absolutely doomed because, first of all, like you needed to see a situation where there's a progress in the performances because the league, there's nothing we can do no more anyone in the league than get up into the top half of the table, and which is very, very impossible at the moment because we are playing very badly. We have 6 injuries, and 2 of those pretty much look like out of the season injuries because Ahmad is out for the season. We don't know what happened during training. Like it's crazy. Kolia and Ogate out too. Like Lindelof is even crazy. All these injuries, like what is happening? Ineos talked about bringing world-class people to manage the club. There's like any of them not think about this, like, okay, the transfer window, and like you should like all the reviews that they were doing when they bought this club, this percentage of this club to take over the football aspect of things. Didn't they see the injuries that have been happening at this club? The fitness department doesn't do better because it's just crazy that they'll have the manager play certain players at a certain time. Because if they were doing their work right, there are players who are free to play 90 minutes. They tell the manager, oh, we need them to play like 1 hour. Like the club is really sinking. It's sinking. I said again, it's sinking faster than even the Titanic ship. That's what it looks like. Like it's sinking very, 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 very quick. Rock bottom is where the club is at the moment. Like there's nothing better that can come at the moment. Like the Glazers have to go. Protests have to start. Like even as Spurs, they had protests against their own management. You know, against their owners. Like you see where the kids of the academy, like Man United, were sitting on the bench, is promoted by Ineos. Like, couldn't they even do these promotions at Old Trafford, like to get some money back in the club to help in the January transfer window? You know, like it's really bad. Like performance wise, like everything about the club, there's nothing good coming out from the club at the moment. There's nothing good. And then you have crazy point like Gary Neville is one of those people who have been in the academy. He's a Manchester born and bred. He's a legend of this club. Like, dude, like mate, is it like you're in bed with these people? Because you talk about so many things. You talk about tactics and style of play. Ten Hag had the same problem. You talk about style of play. We brought a manager in who does style of play. These players cannot play. Why? Because he doesn't have the backing from the board. He wanted to take this job in the summer. Amorim has said this like countless times. He wanted this job in the summer. Ineos made him have like it was a now or never. Because why would you do that and not be able to back him up? You know, he's fighting with his hands tied behind his back. There's nothing he can really do. He looked beat on the stands during this game. Like the frustration you see on Amorim at this moment, that's every United fan at the moment. Like the protest has to start. Like they have to go. They have to go. They are not good for this football club. Some people breed Manchester United. It's like they're Sunday going to church. This is what people do. People pay tickets and fly all over the country to go to the Old Trafford to watch games. And if you turn up for games like this in a club as big as Manchester United to see those performances, it's really shocking to watch sometimes. It's shocking. Yeah, it's really shocking. They didn't replace, they didn't bring no one in back for Dogo in the generation. Like, what would Dogo do? Like, in the attack, there was nobody left on the bench. You bring Chide Obi, like, kid, he's very young. Let him do what he's doing in the academy. When he's right and fit, they'll bring him up the first team. But you can't just throw kids into games like that. He came in today, he didn't even touch the ball. He didn't even touch the ball. Gary Neville will talk about tactics and stuff like this because this is how they'll start in the mainstream. They'll start, then you start seeing situations like Amorim out. They'll want to start another manager. This is even the point of manager sacking of players. Like the board got to go. Is the board, the owners of the club? They have made this club rotten. They have made Old Trafford rotten. They have bled this club down to the bone because Man United is a cash cow to them. They just want Man United just to make money. And the fact that they're together in bed with the Glazers Ineos, it looks like there's a long-term plan of what they think they'll get a lot of money from the club. There's something sinister going around in the club. You just cannot like there must be an underlying something that these guys think will generate a lot of money. Because without that, like what else can people do? Fan content, we can just say what we can say to try to push a narrative. But then we have people like Gary Neville who have the bigger voices in the mainstream media, but they can't do shit like that. They can't talk. It's like they're trying to hide, you know, the speculations that Gary Neville and they have something to do with the generation of the stadium and that he might have some investment into it or what he's going to make out of it. But like you can't be talking about tactics right now. It's players. And if you are blaming the manager, there's nothing he can do. He didn't buy any of these players back for Dogu, and he was good today. You can't blame him. Because what do you want him to do? Sack another manager and then what? Because this is what they'll do. It's spin. They'll keep spinning stuff. Then because the thing is that they cannot really fire the manager right now because financially, I don't think they have what it takes to fire another manager and bring another one. Because that's money which they don't have. They're trying to save every penny at the moment. United is like you know how there's like communality. United is that kind of club where it's like it's for the people. People have worked and gave their life to that club for years, and you're firing them. What do you expect them to do? You know, you should have stayed your ass out of this club because they're talking about they have to take decisions. It's not something they can do about it. No, there's something you could do about it. You should have stayed your ass out of this club and let those who had the money buy the club and relieve us of this debt and of this economic shambolic situation they have put us in. Like it's really, really bad at the club at the moment. Like supporting Man United at this time at this stage is heartbreaking because you never know what you get. You don't know what you're getting. Performance, no. Results, no. Off the field, the club is just broken. Man United is in like has hit rock bottom. But it's still worse. There's still worse things to come. There's worse things to come. You know, it's crazy. Spurs, like Tottenham, who are well, even like as we are, like it's oh man, like I don't even know what to think, but it's only protest that can get these people out of this club. It's only protest. They need to go. They need to go. Because if we are playing the way we are playing, we can't get into Europe, bro. We can't get into Europe. We can't get into Europe. I really pity Amorim. I just want to urge some fans right now, like let's cut it out from blaming players and manager. The problem is bigger than that. It's bigger than that. Because Amorim is like what he's doing, talking about blaming himself and the players for what is going on in the club is really, really not the right thing to do. Because it's just like him taking the blame for what the board is doing. And it's crazy how the board never has a member, an executive member, to come and take the blame for what they're doing. Because Amorim will take all this blame, then that's when you have fans start turning on him. That's when you be Amorim out, like me, like guys, we cannot have this manager fired. He's a very good manager. We have seen it. You have seen evidence of what he can do once he has the right tools. Again, Amorim is like this chef who has this good dish he can make with a certain amount of spices. If he has no spices, he's going to cook. He will cook. But bringing him to Man United and then he wants to cook this dish, and he has some bad spices or seasoning that he cannot use. Once he comes in, he cannot cook because those seasons will not make the food he's making turn out the way it has to be. But if they don't give him the right ingredients, he cannot make that dish. He's using old shit. and it's not working out. Some players in that team are good. The younger ones, because they have potential, they can grow. But there's so many players, like it's putting like square pegs in round holes or something like that. Because it does not make no sense. Like there's a lot of mismatch at the club. They bought wrongly, they overpaid. It's really wild stuff happening at the club right now. But guys, hey, let me know what you guys think in the comments. Hit the like and the subscribe button for more content. I'll be dropping more videos in the course of the week. I know the Champions League is coming up this week. But yeah, hit the thumbs and the notification bell so when I make new videos, you guys will see. It's been a rough Sunday to just watch what we just watched, to know what's going on at this club right now. But I'll talk to you guys in another video. See you in a bit.